morning. Today is Thursday, one step closer to the weekend. Hopefully you and your family are doing well amidst all the news. We're lucky in Canada and Ontario and Aurora. We're receiving lots of good news. I see that the ferries are open and we're moving to the next stage. And also that in Aurora, lots of local pools and different things are opening and different people are going patios. Having said all that, I'm kind of ignoring everything and pretending that I'm still in stage one. I'm not ready to move forward, especially when I research all the different numbers from other countries. But on a positive note, today is the 25th, and today the reading that came up from Yoga 365 is a myth or a tale. And in Hindu culture, they use this a lot for storytelling to get a point across. It happens in a lot of religions. So the myth of Matsyendra. One day the goddess Parvati said to her beloved husband, Shiva, tell me the secrets of the universe. The great god Shiva, entranced by his wife's beauty and wisdom, agreed to do, saying, we must go to a place where no one can hear us. So they plunged into the ocean and swam down to its dark rocky floor. And once there, Shiva began to speak. The secrets of the universe tumbled from his lips into her ear. When he finished, they detected a movement next to him. What he thought was a rock was actually an enormous barnacle-covered fish. The fish began to speak. Shiva, I have waited for thousands of years to know your secrets, and I thank you. Shiva blessed him, saying, since you know the secrets of the universe, I declare you to be the sage Matsyendra, Lord of the fishes. Ooh, is that an indicator of what we should be doing today? Matsyendra then emerged from the ocean and began to teach the myth of Matsyendra. He teaches us that practicing patience, dedication, and tenacity may lead to greatness. That concept, think about how that applies first to your physical yoga practice, your asana. The patience piece is really key. When you're entering a pose that has discomfort, the natural human instinct would be to leave that pose. The whole point of the pose is to to embrace that discomfort, and knowing that that discomfort momentarily takes you away from the comfort of your thoughts, which in a lot of religions say is actually the root of all suffering, our thoughts. The discomfort of a pose mentally pulls you back and keeps you there. And the reward of that physical pose, if I choose to stay, is to slowly dissolve into that pose and it becomes effortless ease. I'm trying to think of a pose that would be impossible, but pretty much any pose with perseverance, patience, props, proper setup, other poses that would prep the body leading to that pinnacle pose, I would say are all available to us, but there's a belief 80% of it's in our head. So especially poses we're afraid of, inversions in particular, they are possible to do, but you need the work in advance. So that's one pose, fish. And because we did fish the other day, that's a heart opener. We did a lot of heart openers. Let's just for kicks do one animal card from our Power Animal Oracle cards. Animals in nature in a lot of cultures have something that they're known for, whether it's a teaching lesson or something that they have, it's like, I'm gonna call it a superpower. And now whenever I see the birds in my backyard, especially the loud blue jays, the crows, there's so much nature right now, I always subtly think, is this a coincidence? And I just didn't notice it before, or is nature placing this animal repeatedly in front of me to tell me something? Snake, ooh, I love this one. Guess what? Another back bend, another heart opener. It says, you are a healer. And I know some people have a fear of snakes, but they're not all bad. They are revered in some cultures and feared in others. So let's see what the book says. Snake. The healing gifts you possess are not actually yours. So you're kind of like a transmitter. You emanate from a divine spirit or God and are grounded by your body. It's through your body that this force is focused and expressed. The two areas that are hot spots for this concentration of life force are your heart and your hands. Pay attention to these areas and do whatever you need to keep them energetically clear. And that leads me to the word boundaries. Unfortunately, I say yes to too many things and I don't protect my own heart in my own time. So I was talking to my cousin's a psychologist, and she's a holistic psychologist. So she takes pieces that we learn in yoga and she applies them to regular psychology. We were talking about I was telling her the Fern story of fostering this dog for this homeless family. And I said, my fear is that some boundaries are going to be crossed, blah, blah, blah. Boundary was the key word she kept saying. Anytime you are helpful to other people, you need to think about your own boundaries. And maybe if you need to stop and think about what is that boundary if you're going to help them. An effective way to clear your heart and hands is to purge them by bathing white light. This is one belief. Some people might say earthing, just going outside in nature. And allow everything that's kind of people put upon you mentally to let go off of you. Don't fear your healing power. It's your destiny to relieve the suffering of others. It's my dharma. I've talked about this a lot. And as you do, you transform your own suffering from this and other lifetimes if you believe in reincarnation. Taking into compassion, love, which is the purest expression of life energy you can have. That is healing. No matter what the form is, the more open you remain, the more the master power of this universe can help you transmit miracles. Transmutation, transformation. Interesting. Okay, that's a lot of information. But that's two different sources that said we're doing back bends. So let's come on to our mat. We'll do a couple things for the upper back, spinal twists. You know I'm a huge fan. And the benefits of those are going to be there. So the spinal twist helps open up the vertebrae in the back so if you've been sleeping stagnantly deep. And then we'll do some things, upper body opening. Coming onto the mat, bring the bum close to the heels. And this is the part where the ego wants to just lie down, and we all need to slow it down. So visualize each bone in your back like a string of very precious pearls. So I'm going to lay down one, then another, chin to chest. This is creating space in the back of the heart. Another one down. Now I can feel most of my back is down. And then very slowly lie all the way down. I can feel a tugging in my neck. Very gently, let's just do windshield wiper 2 or 3 breaths. Over to the left and over to the right. While you're doing this, you're doing it to check in with your hips, the lower half of your body first. I think about the lower half of my body as my transportation mode. It gets me from point A to point B. The upper half of my body is the thinking, digesting, feeling, doing with my hands. And I'm going to bring my knees into my chest and continue that gentle positive pressure on the lower back, but that rhythm of side to side. And maybe one day you'll find one of these things that we do on the floor so comforting that that will be your moving meditation. Maybe could you do this for 15 minutes if you set a timer? Slow it down and speed it up, and which feels better in your body. Then we're going to take both knees to the floor on the left, double leg spinal twist. Left hand can bring the knees to the floor, and right arm extends, palm up. In this moment, let's lay here 3 breath rounds. I really want you to go with inside and notice all the pieces of resistance in your body in this spinal twist. It's a pretty basic shape. Some of us do it naturally without even being in a yoga class. And listen to your body. Where is a place that this doesn't feel effortless? And you sometimes will hear reference to a word called the nadis. It's a place in our energy path. So in our body is a muscular manifestation of our energy path. Where is the tension? Imagine a highway and there's a traffic jam. Where is the traffic jam or construction piece? Find that piece in your body. Can you direct the next breath, thought, effort to that little construction area and soften it and visualize it opening up. And then back to center, side to side little boat. I'm using the little boat to create a rhythm inside my body to keep me present. I'm using it to massage my back. And it's almost like when you have a dry erase and you wipe it clean, or an Etch-a-Sketch and you gently shake it to start all over. Knees to the right. Oh, left shoulder heavy. As gravity takes the weight of my legs to the floor on the right, I need to check in again with those tight spots of resistance. The pieces in my physical body that don't want to relax into this shape. Oh my. One more breath. And then back to center, little boat or circles. I'm gonna hug right leg in tight, slide left leg straight, gently pulling that into your chest. This is to stretch the legs, but you know, we talk about how the compression of the digestive organs is also a benefit. So let's do something while we're here working with the upper back. I'm gonna bring chin to chest, and then another inch, another inch. My goal would be, not that we're goal setting, is to lift as much of my shoulders and head off the floor. Rolling into myself, and then rolling out and back to neutral. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, curl down. So that can be mainly about the spine. Visualize coming in and coming back out. Or you can add core to it too. So curl in, and as I curl in, I'm going to lift my flexible left foot. And as I curl out, I'm going to lower it back down. Inhale in, exhale out. Two more. Inhale in, exhale out. And one more time. Inhale in, exhale out. Left hand takes right knee over, single leg spinal twist. Right arm extends, palm up, set the bones in place. Use your breath and either passively move into this pose or consciously take that left hand and deepen the twist. And back to center. Little boat or circles. Left leg in, right leg extends. Once more, that idea of rolling in, maybe visualize when a snail rolls back into itself, roll in, roll out. We'll do two more without lifting the leg. Inhale, curl in. Exhale, curl out. Just the spine keeps coming in. Maybe visualize a cinnamon bun. Once more, curling in, curling out. Now we're gonna add the leg. So, inhale in, lift up. Exhale out, right lowers down. Inhale in, right leg lifts. Exhale, roll out. And last time, inhale in, and exhale out. Right hand takes left knee over, single leg spinal twist. Set up the shape, left shoulder's anchored, and I feel a huge difference on this side of my body. So I want to explore that difference. Instead of swatting it away like a fly, I really want to zero in my physical form and my head. Why is there tension on the left side of my body? That's my dominant leg. What things did I do a lot of yesterday? What was the quality of my sleep like? Was I active enough? Or in some people's cases, too active? And then back to center. Little boat. Or my favorite, egg beaters, one direction and the other. And then gently let the legs fall wide for a moment. Hold the knees. You're going to set up what's happening. So this is a passive stretch. Visualize placing your bones in a position, using the floor to ground you, and then gravity doing the work of stretching the inner thighs. Option to stay here or come into wide leg, double leg when we're leaving pose. Hands reach the ankles, thighs pull into side body, pressing your spine into the floor. 2 deep breaths here. And then releasing your feet in the air, hands behind your thighs, coming into, we're in happy baby, but you might prefer to stay in the setup for happy baby. Hands grab the outer blades of your feet and gently rocking side to side. Option to take the soles together, bind. Option to attempt to pull those feet towards you. And then feet to the floor, soles together, knees out to the side, recline goddess. Option to massage your hip flexor or come into full goddess, arms and cactus. And then close your knees, roll into a circle, a ball on your side. And then slowly pressing upward. And let's come in and do a couple of cat-cows on our mat in preparation for, you know what's coming next, the beautiful plank. So, tabletop, hands under the knees. Let's do sassy cow for a moment. So, when I was first introduced to it, I was taught it was like you're swirling the lower back and tailbone. First, I'm going to do clockwise, as if I'm holding a hula hoop on my hip, and then counterclockwise. Get the whole body involved. It's kind of obscene looking sometimes. One direction and the other. Then bum in the air, look up, engage your core, come into cat. Inhale, cow. Let's look only across the room. Exhale, cat. Isolate the midriff down, and that's the piece that we're doing. Inhale, cow. Look only across the room. Exhale, cat. A couple times. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Oh, it feels amazing. And now let's take it further. I'm going to look up in my cow, down between my hands and my cat. Push the floor away. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Back to neutral. Let's take, we'll do a side one. So I'm going to look to my left foot. That's going to deeply stretch the right side. Back to center. And look to the right foot. Deeply stretch the left side. Feel that. Lean into it and back to center. And once more, a little wider, deeper. Look to the left, but look all the way over to your right foot. My feet are tucked. Back to center. Last one. Look to the right, all the way to the left heel, and back to center. Tuck your, gotta do our plank. So, standing in cow, cat, cow, table. Step back, high plank, and start. And sometimes I'll move my weight forward as long as the ankles are straight and the elbows are right above the wrists, shoulders above both, stacked bones. So you did 30 seconds, let's keep going. We're almost at a minute. Okay, there's a minute. You can take a break, or I'm just gonna come up into dog for a second. Come back forward. Pick up your head, push the floor away. Okay, it's 30 more seconds, you can do it. Two more seconds. Good job. 2 minutes. Extend your arms out in front of you. Press your heart towards your thighs or the floor. Keeping the elbows up. I drop my forehead. Deep stretch behind the heart. Very important place if we're going to do the fish pose. You can even have someone in your family press gently on the base of your neck, down to your tailbone, lengthen the spine, and then come back up. Good job. Now we're going to do our sun salutations, and maybe we'll pay particular attention to the spinal stretch this time. Tuck your toes, walk the top of your mat, forward fold, let your head go. Arms to the side wide, reach up, holding that imaginary beach ball. Arc behind you. There's the action for fish. Arc to the left and arc to the right. Wide arm swan dive. Half back, fold, plant, come onto your knees, and let's all do this. We haven't done this in a while. Tabletop, but I'm going to slowly lower 1 inch at a time. So thighs come down, engage the glutes, maybe a little bit more, engage, squeeze, 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 maybe the belly, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Finally laying the front lines of the body down. Sleeping cobra, 2 breaths. Pick up your head, baby cobra. Press back dog, pedal your dog. Right foot forward, left foot back. So you're going to stay in a low lunge. This might be enough for you. Roll the shoulders back, hands open. Option to come to a T, or what I call my hallelujah pose. I'm in cactus arms, or regular and arc back. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, hop, come to your knees, and just as mindfully, slowly lower your belly down. Sleeping cobra. Two more breaths. Palms press down, thighs press together. And then we're going to pick up our heart, baby cobra. Press back dog. Paddling your dog. Left foot forward, right knee back. Low lunge. So remember, low, cactus, regular, or out of arc. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. One more on each side. Let's do it. Inhaling up. Exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant. Let's come to our knees and slowly lower the heart. Imagine this is just as important as the rising. Sleeping cobra, 2 breaths. Pick up your head, baby cobra, or you can take it further, coming into an up dog. Down dog. Right foot forward, left foot back, high lunge. Press into that front foot, rise with a straight back. And I can choose to stay here or look up and add a back bend. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. Super stiff today. How are you guys doing? Last one. Inhaling up, exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, come onto your knees, and slowly lower your heart. We're continuing to visualize the articulation of the spine. Sleeping cobra. Pick up your heart, baby cobra. Tuck your toes, dog. Paddling your dog. Left foot forward, right knee back. Low lunge. Or high lunge. You have the choice. Hands release. Feet together, fold. Rise, heart center. That's the practice. Okay. Let's come into, we haven't done reverse table, reverse plank. I know Jane and some of my other students really appreciate the work that happens in your upper body from this. So I'm going to come on the mat. Let's start with reverse table because it is a little more strenuous, I believe. Or is it easier? So I'm going to take my hand, I'm sitting in Dandasana staff pose, one hand behind me than the other. Let's actually not go any further. Let's stay 3 breath rounds here. So I'm going to puff up my chest. I'm just staring at my toes initially, keeping the spine neutral. 2. And 3rd breath. Deep inhale to capacity. And exhale. Now I'm going to bend one foot then the other. Before I even lift, let's do 3 breaths here. I'm still opening the front of my upper body. There's that action for snake and eventually fish. Puff up your chest, palms pressed down. As long as my wrists are under my elbows, it's safe. Inhale. Exhale. And you bring the shoulder blades closer together. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. And on number 3, as you breathe out, we're going to lift our butt up into reverse table. Inhale to capacity. Exhale. I'm going to keep my head in line with my spine. If I'm tight, which I'm feeling in the wrists and the biceps, I'm going to squeeze my bum and thighs to center, engage my core, press the floor down. Can you hang out here for 2 more breaths? Reverse table. All those planks should be helping the arms achieve this. And then slowly lower down. Undo and shake out your poor wrists. Nice work. I would guess to say that reverse table, reverse plank are some of the most challenging for a lot of you. Hopefully after all this time, my wrists are tight today, so I can extend my left arm and take my hand, fingers pointing down. Right hand helps. This is a variation of what we normally do this way. And then I'm going to extend my right arm, fingers point down, and add some help. And shake it out. Okay. Let's do reverse plank. Hands behind me once more. Fingers face my bum. Some of you have said you like them facing away. So it's whatever feels better in your wrists, as long as the bones are stacked. Let's take 2 breaths here. So I'm going to puff my chest up further than I normally might. Normally we use this for prep for fish. Staring at my toes, head is neutral. Inhale 1. Exhale 1. Bring the shoulder blades together. Press the floor away. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. And one more time. Inhale 3. Exhale 3. Let's take the action now is going to be to lift through those hands. And remember, what's our heaviest piece? This pelvis, my caboose. So I'm going to press the floor down. Open my shoulders. Roll back. Let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale 1. Exhale 1. This is harder, I think, for you guys. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Shoulder blades roll back. Use those beautiful strong arms. And inhale 3. Exhale 3. Lower the weight of your bum all the way back down and shake it out. Okay. You know where all of this is leading us to? Our beautiful fish. 2 things. If I'm not up for any more, I invite you to take your blocks or a bolster or a rolled blanket and literally, so I'm going to stand the tall rock on its final end, almost like Stonehenge. The second block is going to be middle, and I might just put it behind my back. So this is what I might do if I'm not really up for doing any more back bends. This is a passive hard over. Oh, I just want my back back. And I do encourage you to improve your practice at home and just to feel better. I use blocks for lots of things. Canadian Tire, Walmart, even though I don't want to support Walmart, Superstore, Winners, HomeSense, Sport Check. Who else has blocks and yoga stuff? Amazon, Indigo. And they're under $10 for 2 of them usually. Some places sell them individually, some smartly sell them as 2. So this is awesome. I could spend a long time here. I feel a lot of opening. The theory is that this block is running up and down my spine. Gravity's opening up my bone structure and the flesh between the bones open. Fascia, skin, muscle. So this is my passive fish, and you could eventually come into cobbler legs. So feet are together, knees are open. This feels amazing. I don't even want to transition into fish. But for those of you who don't have blocks and want to do fish, I'm going to close my legs. Forearms pressed down to lift my upper body up. Now I might extend my leg up. Woo! And get rid of those blocks. If you work at a desk, I do recommend you do that passive opener. Some of you have used a bolster, a rolled fat blanket, whatever it is, it's a foam roll, or even just lying up your spine and you lie over it. Fish. Now that we know the folklore of it, transformation, opening, and then what was the snake was energy, healing, empath, caregiver, healer. So hands are going to come behind me. Maybe I don't go any further than this. Palms pressed down, hearts open. I'm in Dandasana, but with a fish chest here. Let's take 2 breaths here. Shoulder blades pressed together, palms pressed down, belly engaged, almost like I'm zipping up the front line of my body. If I want to take it further, I'm going to bend one elbow then the other. My tips of my fingers are underneath my the top of my lower back. And I'm propped up on my elbows. They create like a bolster for me. Staring at my toes or slightly at the ceiling. 2 breaths here. Let's transition to fish. Option to go deeper. I'm going to wiggle deeper onto my hands, puff up my chest so that I can look behind me. Not everyone's neck is going to like this, so some of you will stay with chin to chest looking at your toes. If I want to go even deeper, I'm going to puff and open my chest. So, some days my head touches the floor, some days it doesn't. Oh yeah, I can see myself in the mirror. Super open front rib cage. This is really important if I'm dropped head forward all the time. 2 more breaths. And then to come out, slowly bring chin to chest using the muscles of your neck. Upright your body. Come back to Dandasana. Let's rest here for 2 breaths. And then slowly come back to reality. So our final card, I'm actually enjoying how short these Life Loves You cards are. They are to the point, they're not preachy. Having a set of cards is just one way to help you reset your frame of mind. I've had some feedback from you that you're really enjoying when I count the breaths because it takes you out of your head, which, remember we talked about that, if you're too comfortable, our natural inclination is for our brain to go back to our thoughts, the root of all suffering. Thinking about the past, dwelling on the past and fixating on the future, worrying before it even happens. What do they always say? Never dread more than one day at a time. So, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. This is so beautiful. Love speaks to me all through the day. You need to be open to hear it. When you don't know what to do, focus on love. Love is an infinite intelligence that will always help you if you let it. And it sounds so simple that we can't actually believe it, but it's actually true. Don't let me get all biblical. My mom would totally agree with this in terms of love thy neighbor and all of that. Messages that come from a lot of religions that seem impossible, but if you dial it way back, someone's infuriating you, can you look at that same situation with love? How can I flip it around? The one that's going to be really hard is how can it look at Trump with love? But there's your homework. Love speaks to me all through the day. Focus on love. Okay, thank you so much for your effort. The good in me sees the good in you. Namaste.